How's everybody doing this morning? Um, Happy Sunday. I'm sure at this time most people in church may be getting ready to go to church. Some people watching football. But it's with heavy heart for me. With heavy hearts for me, man. You know, for the last 7 years, I've been trying to fight. Well, not trying to fight. I have been fighting. And I'm gonna continue to fight for my community to be in right standing and how they supposed to be. And if I only can do that on a small level, if I only can change one mind, I'm gonna keep fighting. But you know, oftentimes you'll get people in your DM when you make a comment on a post, you'll have people to come and say, "You cooning, you bootlicking. Why you hate black people? Why you always talking about black people?" This is why. You know, every day that I get up and go through the social medias of Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it's a black person on there crying and whining about white people, virtual signaling. But when situations like this occur, they quiet as a church house mouse. They don't say nothing. You know, a couple years ago, 5 years ago to be exact, we had the quote unquote summer of love, where George Floyd, who wasn't a good person, let's not make him out what he wasn't. And he was committing a crime, got caught for the crime, and because he didn't want to go to jail, he acted a fool to the point where the man put his knee on his neck for 9 minutes, which was wrong, which is why he doing time. It's still in the air of how he died, whether it was from asphyxiation or fentanyl overdose, but however, whatever, it didn't look good for that officer to have his knee on the back of that man's neck for 5 minutes. For 9 minutes. And that's why he got charged with manslaughter, because manslaughter is not necessarily killing somebody, but it's not necessarily on what you did, it's what you caused. And the man being under the overdose, under all of that fentanyl, you having your knee on the back of his neck for 9 minutes is why he died. But you had to do that because, as you know, in my series, Black People, This Is Why, masterclass on having run-ins, how to conduct yourself with having run-ins with the police. Excessive force is legal in certain situations. And in that situation where you have this huge black man, or who, it doesn't matter what color he was, but I'm just saying from the perspective of that white dude who was very small in stature, not a midget, but he was a regular sized man, probably 5'8", 5'9". You have this 6'8" huge black man acting erratic. He's high. So you did what you had to do to subdue him. It just so happened to kill him. But I digress. When that happened, black people all over the United States, probably the world, but I can't speak on that, but all over the United States tore up the country, bullied white people into saying something because they said that your violence is your silence. This was for a man who wasn't trying to do the right thing in life. Let's not play no games. Again, he was high on fentanyl, commit a crime when he got caught in the first place. This is a guy who have served prison time, not accused, but was convicted of robbing a woman, a pregnant woman, by putting a gun to her stomach. And this is somebody who we tore the country up for. We didn't tear the country up for him. We tore the country up for principle. No, you didn't. You tore the country up for this man. Breonna Taylor. And the reason why I'm bringing both of these situations up over the years, since the woke culture happened, since, all of that stuff happened, the white against black, they had Breonna Taylor. Same thing happened. And I never understood why that happened because the family got a settlement of 12, I think it was 12 or 18 million. The officer that killed Breonna Taylor was immediately fired. But there's a whole bunch of stuff about that situation that people do not know. They showed a picture plastered around social media and the news that she was a sweet little black girl going to EM, and she was an EMS operator or EMS. She worked for the EMS. She had just graduated, and she just was living an amazing, wonderful life. And the evil white cops kicked her door in and killed her. That's not true. Breonna Taylor was not an EMS. As a matter of fact, she was not even employed. Legally, actually. She was employed. She was what you call a trap girl. Well, we got to have to understand, what we got to teach our daughters is being a trap girl come with a dark side too. Yeah, you're going to get to stun on social media. You smoke weed, you have unlimited free weed and the new bags and the new this and the new that. But what about when them dudes come rob your man, your boyfriend, and they beat you with a gun because he don't want to talk? Shoot you. What about when he get busted and you got to go with him and they seen you do certain little things, like when you brought that package to the door and when you did certain things, you was actually active in his organization. So when he go down, because he getting watched by the feds, you go down with him. And if you got children, you got to lose custody of your children unless your parents take care of them. That's the dark side of being a trap girl. I understand Cardi B and all of these stripper rappers tell y'all that it's a limelight, but there's a dark side to it as well, sweetie. Breonna Taylor was a trap girl. She was in a relationship with a known drug dealer in her area. And she was operating, but he just so happened to be incarcerated. While he was incarcerated, she was operating his drug organization while he was in jail. And of course, these type of women like Breonna Taylor, they don't stay single and they have a type. So of course she got into a relationship with another trap boy. And coincidentally, this is not surprising either, these two men were beefing. But she get with him, another trap dude, while she's running the trap organization for her other boyfriend, right? And the trap dude she with now end up getting his door kicked one night. Now, when they come to the door and say, police, police, he said that he didn't know who it was. So he shot through the door. When he shot through the door, he ended up hitting the officer in the leg. Of course, this angered officers, made them impulsive. So they kicked the door down, and one of the officers shot wildly and just so happened to hit Breonna Taylor while she was sleeping. But you want to know why Breonna Taylor wasn't an EMS anymore? Because a car that was rented in her name got found abandoned with a dead body in it. So I'm saying all to say Breonna Taylor, again, was not a good person. But yet we tore the country up, caused massive outrage over these two people who wasn't good people. And yet every single day, black children, teenagers are being gunned down in the hood near you. Every other day, every month, babies in their grandmother's house, in their mom's house, playing a game, get shot in the head with a stray bullet because some idiots, black idiots outside having a gun or having a shootout. Nobody say nothing about it. Nobody say anything about it. But when you have a situation like I just mentioned with Breonna Taylor, these grown people who are not good people through pattern recognition, y'all get mad and tear the country up. But when stuff like this happen, y'all don't say anything. Now, last night in Mississippi at a homecoming game, you know, I'm 37 years old and I remember homecoming game. Homecoming game was just, man, we going to have some fun. We might smoke our little weed. We're going to get on these girls. But these children went to a game. Some of the players, and I'm talking about why the players is actually on the field. At two separate schools during the same time. I don't know if it's coincidental or not. It was shootouts. And as of right now, the death toll is at 10 people. One of those people was an expectant mother. So that's 11 families, including the father to her child, that is in mourning right now, that don't know how they're going to bury their loved one. Their life is going to be forever changed because their child, who didn't even get to start life yet, was gunned down over nothing. This children, man, it wasn't over nothing, over some Instagram beef, over some social media beef, over something silly. And whoever did it, they threw their life away. It's just a whole bunch of loss of lives. But my issue is, and why I always speak on black people, and why I try to show them why they're looked at in the image of they're looked at. They're not gonna say nothing about this. It's not gonna be no say their name. Joy Reid is not gonna speak about this. Roland Martin not going to say anything about this. Rashad Ritchie not going to say anything about this. Jasmine Crockett, Cory Booker, Corey Bush, Hakeem Jeffries, they're not going to say anything about this. But yet they on social media every day. Every opportunity they get, they virtual signaling to black people like they care about them. They don't care about black people, man. This is why I tell people all the time I have such a deep repugnance for Barack Obama. You know, Barack Obama and Michelle grew up in Chicago. In Chicago, we know what's going on in Chicago. I don't even think I have to tell anybody. They die every day in Chicago. There's blood on the streets every day. Children getting hit with stray bullets every month. Barack Obama and them have their children grown. They don't have nothing they got going on. And they took that time, their free time, to start a podcast and tell you that your son need to hang with a gay man. And tell your son that if he trans, be himself. They started a podcast to tell you that as a black man and or black woman, you are oppressed in this racist country under the racist dictator Donald Trump. But guess what Donald Trump did? Donald Trump sent the National Guard to Chicago, which should have been done. If any other race would have been getting killed and having this type of violence within their community, the National Guard would have been came. You know why? Because they would have wanted it. But black people don't even want it. The black mayor of Chicago is fighting Donald Trump over this. Because he knows that once the crime drop, which will happen when the National Guard out there, all of that money that he funneling into his pockets through programs that they not using the money for, and they lie and say, oh, we want a grant for this program for after school. We want a grant for this program for this. And this is going to help the youth change their lives. That money never gets to those people. These people start non-profit organizations. And I got to say allegedly, because I don't have proof, but I know what they do. I know how it go. But allegedly, they start non-profit organizations. They hire their friends, and all of that grant money that get donated to these fake non-profit organizations, they funnel that into their bank accounts and funnel that into their pockets. Because what they do is they appoint either CEO or chairman over the non-profit organization, and when the grants are funneled to them, they funnel it to everybody as employees of that company. This money never sees the community to help with programs and things that could actually help. Every now and then they'll use some money just to keep the cheat off them to hold a backpack giveaway, which is some free backpack that they got donated to them, but they gonna act like they use money for that, or maybe even a bike giveaway or a Christian thing. I mean, a Christmas thing. But for the most part, most of that money is being funneled back into their pockets. And if the crime drop, they won't be able to get these grants no more. So that's the real reason why they don't want the National Guard. They don't care about black life. And this is why I'm so upset. This is why I speak to those people and talk about them in the way that I do. Well, you talk about Barack Obama. That's your own people. Barack Obama ain't nothing of my people. Him and his wife, they're nothing of my people. These people don't care about black people. These people, if they wanted to, they got they probably the most influential black couple in America on side of Jay-Z and Beyonce. Every month, or let's just say every year. It's 12 months in a year. Yes, let's just say every year, 1 month out of the year, they take a week, just 1 week, rent a venue in Chicago. And all that week they speak about getting your education, keeping your family together, and stopping gun violence. Have food. They could do whatever they want. They're not going to do that because they don't care about you Negroes. They don't care about you Negroes. You won't hear none of those people I just spoke about say anything about this. And this was children who lost their life. An expectant mother lost her life. These people probably gonna have to find out a way to bury their loved one. But they was just talking about a young man who hung himself. The whole coroners is black. The police chief is black. Everybody black in this community. They all said it. The man hung himself. They got evidence he hung himself, but they was trying to use that to virtual signal. And if you don't know what virtual signaling is when you use a situation to show a group of people that you act like you care about them without actually doing nothing for them. And I have a deep repugnance for virtual signals. And this is why, like I say, man, I'm going to keep the fight going. Because at one particular time, 20 years ago, I was on the other side with the foolishness, with the nonsense. And 7 years ago, I started hearing certain things and I just started seeing the world different. It's like, are we actually doing this to each other and blaming the white man? And speaking of the white man, well, the white man is 60% of America. Black people are 13%. This is another reason why I'm always speaking on and speaking against black people and their nonsense and black people and them blaming white people for everything. It's 13% of America is black. 60% of America is white. Let's take 15% out of white people and put them off as liberal whites because they are pathetic scum of the earth. But let's just take them away. And let's say 3-4%. I'm going to say 3%. I'm going to take 3% of black people and put them as the conservatives and the real, true men and women of God. Right? And I'm going to take them out and leave it 10% black people and 45% white people. If y'all think white people are going to consistently let y'all bully them when they have nothing to do with your everyday demise, and you know that when y'all at y'all family gatherings, at home on the phone talking, y'all know who y'all real enemy is. Y'all know who and some of y'all don't know, but I'm going to tell y'all who y'all real friend and only ally is. And that's the conservative white person, man or woman. That's your only ally. You know at work who beefing with you. You know in the streets who beefing with you. You know who trying to mess with your man. You know who trying to sleep with you know who your adversary is. And it's another black person. This why when y'all get a few dollars, y'all leave out the hood and go stay around white people. Y'all know it, but y'all don't say it aloud. When y'all get on these apps, y'all blaming white people for everything. This is not going. And again, the next thing about it is, see, white people don't operate like y'all operate. Overly emotional, impulsive. They are well thought out and they play the game systematically. I tell them all the time, this is why you get skipped over that promotion for Karen, for Ling Ling, for Maria, or even Amina at this point. Because now we at the point where the Middle Eastern is taking the black woman's spot, not because she's more talented, but because she's more elegant. She's more I didn't want to use elegant. That's the wrong word. She's more professional than the black woman. She's not complaining. She's not making no excuses for nothing she have going on. She's coming over here with education on her mind, creating a family on her mind, and that's it. And then for the black people who are not part of the problem, a lot of us get the bad side of that. Like for myself, example, I'm tattooed up. Like I say, 20 years ago, I was on the other side. I got tattoos all on my body. I got dreadlocks. I don't wear suit coats. Not saying I don't wear them. I don't own any. That's just not how I dress casual. But like I say, I would dress. I just don't have them. I never really just looked into purchasing a suit, getting them tailor made. I just never did. I like to dress comfortably. And for my skin color, and not for my skin color, but for my whole overall makeup, for my wardrobe, to my haircuts, everything about me, a whole bunch of time, more time than often, I get treated a certain way because of y'all. They don't know if I'm one of the black people who crying and whining and blaming them for everything, or they don't know if I'm one of the ones who gonna come around with the degenerate activities. So I miss out on certain opportunities. It's all good because God makes a way for me. But I'm just saying, these other races of people don't know the difference. And like I say, white people are not like y'all. They're not going to go back and forth arguing with y'all. But y'all building up these people and y'all pushing these people to act a certain way if they want to systematically. Why? Because y'all don't own nothing. Y'all don't create anything. That cell phone that you get on every day and talk about the white man, a white man created. These platforms that y'all get on every day and talk about the white man, he created. These Facebooks and all that. These networks that Joy Reid and Roland Martin and all these riches gets on and talk about the white man every day was created by a white man. The company you work for was created by a white man. The car you drive every day was created and designed by a white man. You Negroes don't build anything. Y'all can't even govern cities well. But yet y'all want to keep on bullying and pushing white men to a point where it's not going to be good for you. Oh, we going to be fine. We the ones who invented everything anyway. The white man stole it from us. See how stupid this, and that's the stupid thing that they say because they've been fed this by other stupid people. I'm not saying black people are no less smarter than nobody else. But if you want to get me to believe that black people did all these inventions when we didn't have as much influence, we didn't have as much capital, we had no technology, but yet black people invented all of these things way back then. But now with more capital, more influence, more technology, you Negroes ain't create nothing but basket wheels y'all call swingers, if y'all even created that. You niggas don't build. You niggas don't create. But yet y'all steady pushing and trying to attack and come against and blame the people who are doing that in society when y'all are the problem. I tell people all the time, man, you get people on there, I got to have to talk with my son because my son could potentially be killed by an officer. No, your son got a higher probability of being killed by somebody who looks just like him than a police officer or a white man. But I'm not going to hold y'all too long. It's Sunday. I'm going to play some of these disturbing videos and I'm going to close.
Some family members is leaving. Lord have mercy. Continue to check on our peoples in Leland. Leland is a small town. Everybody know everybody. Everybody knows somebody.
Do you understand what this woman is saying? 10 people in a small town? 10 people. One was an expecting mother. Just imagine that one person is too bad. One person can shake a whole city. But you got 10 people in a small town who was murdered by gun violence. And you're not going to hear nothing out of these race hustling, virtue signaling pieces of trash, pieces of garbage that y'all think love y'all. Say anything about it. Donate any kind of money.
The police.
Why the young man, you can see this young man was actually in the middle of a play. These young men, shall I say, not young man, these young men was actually in the middle of a play. Gunfire. Could have hit anybody. Those helmets ain't bulletproof. But they had one. Look at this.
In Greenville, there's so many motherfuckers. This shit don't make no sense, man. You know what I'm saying? Just
Leland is 61% black. Leland is 61% black. Look at this young man. It just don't make no sense. It's one video I wanted y'all to really hear. This the one right here. This buddy gonna speak.
10 people unalive. Probably more than that. But this in Mississippi during homecoming week. It really pissing me off because I'm in here trying to cut my goddamn hair for the day and get my day started. And I got everybody calling me, everybody inboxing me, showing me this story. Now, I seen this shit last night. I said I wasn't even going to speak on it because it's a bunch of dumb shit. I'm not trying to glorify Mississippi and make Mississippi look like we Chicago, and we not. Let me just say this right here. Out of 365 days, right, you only have one homecoming once a year, right? Y'all mean to tell me that out of 365 days out of a year, you couldn't catch your op then. Y'all have to wait till homecoming where people trying to enjoy themselves.
That's a rap lyric. Come out on homecoming day. This is black community. Death, destruction, damnation. They will go make a rap lyric about this. They will glorify this. And guess what? You will go ride around and listen to it. I've been guilty of it myself.
People trying to relax. People trying to do some catching up with each other. Start shooting people and start hitting innocent people. That's not no street shit. Y'all putting the wrong look on Mississippi. What y'all gonna do now? Sit back and be like, yeah, Mississippi. Y'all see what we did in Mississippi. We made history. Like, why? What really be pissing me off is that y'all be beefing in Mississippi and be right down the street from y'all off. You can't get up and go knock on that man's door and tell him run you a fade or do nothing to him right then and there. You wait till everything is overcrowded and just start shooting random folks. Mississippi is not that damn big. Then not only that, everybody know everybody. So it's not hard to find your op. You gotta realize when homecoming comes, bro, you got little kids there. You got grown people there. You got old people there. Little kids ain't got time to be trying to run for their damn life. Them old people can't run for their life. They only there just to have fun. I see why Tanya Sim move the way she move and do her shit the way she do her shit. I see why. Because I wouldn't want y'all niggas in my shit either. That's why you don't never see me pop out when I go to Mississippi. Never. If I ever do decide to pop out, I Coliseum shit is gonna be the first shit I go to. I promise you. Cause I ain't gotta worry about nobody shooting, nobody stabbing, nobody doing nothing. And I know one thing, everybody gonna be in there showing love, having fun. You ain't gotta look over your shoulder every 5 minutes in there. I see why she have private events and tickets only. Cause she know, as a smart woman, a lot of y'all niggas ain't finna pay $50 to $100 to come to a function. Y'all ain't. It's the main reason why I tell people, I don't hang out. I don't do hood shit. I don't go to hood events. I don't do none of that shit. I stay far away. Cause for one, when I go out, I want to enjoy myself. I don't want to look over my shoulder every 5 minutes. If it ain't no security there, no police there, I don't want to go. It ain't about you thinking that you the shit, right? Imagine you working 365 days, right? Hard as hell trying to achieve everything in life. Then you decide you want to hang out and just glorify your success. Be around people that you love. Then boom, a mass shooting pop out. When y'all gonna make homecoming great again? Make homecoming great again. Make the Delta great again. Make Mississippi great again. 30 people.
And you know what, man? The last part of what he was saying was so powerful, and I live my life verbatim. I got a lot of homies in the hood. I got homies that got stuff going on. I got homies that got club. But man, I wouldn't dare go around that. Somebody stay getting shot or killed. I don't go out for. I remember Jay-Z saying the song. I forgot what song that was. He said, when I go out to party with nice girls. You go out to party the ice grill. In other words, niggas go out looking for trouble, mugging niggas and doing all that. When I go out to party or have a good time, it's for, to look at the ladies and just have a good time and relax with my friends. But you can't do that with black people. Not all black people. It's a certain group of black people that I deal with. And when we go out, we doing different things. We going jet skiing. We going get on the yacht. We going fishing. A group of us might go to a museum, or, I like aquariums. I like zoos. I like theme park, but I like things that's not going to be all that. I'm 37 and, I'm not going to say I'm too old to be in a club, each to their own, but you wouldn't catch me in no club. I don't want to be in no club, with no loud music, dark lights. Well, I never really was in it. I used to be in the strip clubs, but I never was really a club guy because I just don't like the setting. You got dark mute, you got dark. It's this that music that they had bumping, these young men had bumping in their AirPod, the NBA young boys, just the destructive music that has spirits attached to it. It's just like when you go to church and you hear some good anointed Christian music and you just feel good, you get in the spirit. Same thing with when you about to make love or whatever, and you put some slow music on and get you in the mood. This is what this rap music do, man. This is what this music do. That talk about murder, glorify murder. I shot somebody down on homecoming night. You know what I'm saying? This type of energy, and these young men, most of them are not growing up with fathers. They growing up in the home with a mother who, like I said in the video I spoke about yesterday, and I made a video about, do you really want to be a mother? Count the cost before you make that decision that you can't take back. But you got a lot of these black mothers and they're single, they're overworked, they're just under a lot of pressure. And they wasn't put here to go through that pressure alone. They was put here to deal with the children and then go to the man and he be like her charger and recharge her. A lot of these women, they don't have the father to the children. They might have a dude around, but he just needs somewhere to stay, or he just want to have sex. He don't really care for her like that enough to pour into her. So she's pouring into him, pouring into children. She just empty, and that's leaving her as a woman under pressure, which women are not built for. And that's why she's always aggravated. That's why she's bipolar. That's why she's on all these different medications. She self-medicate with marijuana and all kind of things because she's under too much pressure. And it's her fault in most cases. But yeah, man, I just wanted to speak on that, man. And that's why I do what I do, man, because I'm going to continue to fight this fight because, at the end of the day, whether I do it on the large scale or big scale, I'm trying to get people to understand that we have to switch everything up. We have to change our mindset. We have to do a spiritual cleanse. We have no business worrying about white people. We don't have time for that right now. If there's something we can look forward in the future, if y'all want to do that, cool. But I don't respect it because at the end of the day, white people, conservative white people, are our only allies at this point. The white liberal is scum. They want to keep us down. And if we think about getting up, they tell us, you going against your own people. No, I'm going against the Democratic Party of Satan. Right? And so we have to change, man. We have to start with ourselves and the people that's in our lives. This should be a public outrage. Every time stuff like this happens, it should be a public outrage. And I'm raising funds right now because I'm going to get to a point what I'm going to do is every time one of these situations happen, we going boots on ground. I got to build me a team. I got a few guys and we got to get funds because you need funds to do certain things because it's going to be, I'm talking about seeds. It's going to be city under siege. Like right now in Memphis, Trump just sent the National Guard out there, and I got people out there, and they telling me, listen, I'm talking about I got people, on all levels out there. And listen, they telling me right now it's city under siege. But guess what? Lives are being saved. Same thing in Chicago. Lives are being saved. Barack Obama don't care about those children in Chicago. And we have to also let our people know this. And that's another thing I want to let my people know when I speak these messages. These people don't care about you. They tell you they do. They just virtual signal. They get on these apps. They get on these networks and tell you about how you're oppressed and how this, that, and the third. But the real issue that you're dealing with in your life, they won't speak to you about. Like keeping the family together. Value in education. They won't tell you about none of these things. All they telling you is the white man is oppressing you. And that is a lie from the pits of hell. But like I say, man, I'm going to let y'all go get ready for football, get ready for church, get ready for them pots. For the ones who made 9 o'clock service, I'm sure y'all heading home now. And I just thank y'all as always for taking y'all time to listen to me, man. It's your boy Vernon. I'm out of here.